How much does a trip to Europe cost? In this video we will show you all the costs so you get a general idea of how much it would cost to take a nice 10-day trip to Europe, guys. Knowing the main countries, regardless of which ones, we will explain everything here with all the costs in a very easy and simple way and with all the tips for you to organize your entire trip, guys. So let's go. Without further ado, let's go. Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the largest travel content networks in the world, and today we are going to talk about how much it costs to travel to Europe. It's the dream of many people, it's a sensational place, so we put together a very nice video explaining how much it costs on average for you to make a nice trip there. Europe, guys, the great difficulty in creating an itinerary for Europe is to define the places. And why? Because the countries are very close. You can sometimes buy a train ticket for 30-40 euros from France to England, from France to Spain, from Italy to some other country, to Switzerland. It's close, so it's difficult to choose and set up the itinerary. So what did we do? We took the 5 main tourist destinations in Europe and made an average of the values. So I'll pass this value on to you so you can have a notion, then you can adapt, see the places, then do some research. Here on the channel there are many videos, guys, of everything from Portugal, routes to Portugal, perfect routes through Italy. It's very good. What to do in Paris, that are from everywhere, but this video here will be to give you a general idea of how much it costs to stay, the food, the insurance, and tickets for Europe in general. So if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, that really helps us a lot, and that's it, buckle up. So let's go, guys. A trip there costs in average 800 euros. You can try to search sometimes, as in Europe everything's very close. You can search sometimes for tickets to the closest countries, to the main tourist cities. There are many famous tourist cities in Europe that receive many flights, sometimes from Brazil, from the airport where you are located, from the country where you live. So there are several ways for you to search, right? But today a ticket there leaving from my country, from the biggest airport in South America, which is São Paulo, we found here a price of 800 euros. It's a price that used to be cheaper, but after the pandemic the prices went up. It's really a little bit more expensive. You can find cheaper prices, but with a lot of promotions. Okay, guys, you have to research a lot and look. This price of 800 euros is a very good price. Okay, it's the price of the round trip, but it's more or less the price of an air ticket there. Converting it to your currency, it's a little bit expensive, it's a little bit high, but nowadays it's really the good price for an air ticket to Europe and in general in any country around there. So it's just an average of how much you would spend to go to Europe with a good flight. Now the hotel, the lodging. How much will you spend for lodging? Guys, for the full 10 days of traveling, okay, we'll put here 400 euros in the economy column and 600 euros in the comfort column. The economy is a slightly simpler 3-star hotel with not very good reviews, and then the comfort one, which increases a little, goes to 600 euros in total. We put a 3 or 4-star hotel with a better rating, a slightly nicer location, but both are good options, okay? Just for you to have an idea, I'll put some pictures of a hotel of this class at this average price that we looked for, just for you to have an idea, but they are already well located hotels. I'll even take the opportunity to leave them here below in the description of the video and in the first fixed comment the hotel we stayed at there, which was very good with excellent value for money. It was good, cheap, and well located. Take a look down here, search, because it was sensational, close to everything. We were able to do almost everything on foot. It was very nice. I'll leave below its links, following the links to everything we use to make our trips, which are the places that we already know. We know that are the cheapest places, where to buy the cheapest travel tip, where to buy the cheapest hotel, where to buy the cheapest tickets, travel insurance, which is mandatory, guys. I'll leave here below a guide for you to plan your whole trip, saving the most on everything. Then use the links here below in the first comment. You will save a lot of money on your entire trip. Now let's talk about transportation. How much will you spend to get around in these 10 days of travel? Just like many other cities in Europe, guys, they are very similar, and if you are well located, you don't need to rent a car. You can do everything easily on foot, but you will have to take a cab, an Uber, or use the subway to get from the airport to your hotel. You will have to pay a transfer to go there and then to come back. So we calculated an average. We put all these costs more or less per person. We'll put here 100 euros in the two columns. That's the cost for you to spend with transportation. There are some places that it's worth renting the car. For example, you go to Portugal and make the trip inside Portugal. Italy, Germany, there are places that it pays off to rent a car, okay? It's very nice. The price will be a little more expensive than that, but then you have the freedom to do all the tours and trips that are amazing. But in general, we are going to leave the 100 euros here, which is what most people do. And now let's talk about the travel chip. To be able to use your cell phone and the internet in Europe, one of the ways, in our opinion, is the easiest, cheapest, simplest way for you to use your cell phone there. It's to buy a travel chip. These are prepaid chips that you buy. Most of the time it's much cheaper than international roaming of your local operator, the company you already have on your cell phone bill. So buy the chip. It's the easiest way to talk abroad. It's costing here the 5 gigabytes plan, which is a very good package with a lot of internet for the 10 days of trip, which works in the whole of Europe, independent of the other countries. The nice thing about this chip is that it works in all of Europe, and it costs 40 euros per person. So 40 euros is the two columns. That's a pretty cool 5 gigabyte plan. Now let's talk about food, guys. The food varies a lot, okay? It's very difficult to estimate, but I came up with a bill to be able to guide you a little bit. It's just for you to have an idea. I put here per day, per person, 40 euros per person in economy and 70 euros per person in comfort. So it was 400 and 700 multiplied by the 10 days of the trip, okay? This is a value. Can you spend less than this? Yes, if you go to the supermarket and buy a lot of pasta with 3 euros a day, you will survive. One thing is to survive and another thing is to enjoy the trip, not to have too much trouble. 40 euros, guys, I think is the minimum for you to be able to eat something nice at night. Eating a pizza, snacks, fast food is very cheap in the whole of Europe. You can share it with whoever is with you. Buy something at the market. Don't keep buying water, things. There are many tactics there to save money, but I think 40 euros for food in your whole day. I think that you will have coffee in the afternoon, you will have a beer, a drink, some candy, a snack, something, so we cover everything there. 40 euros and 70 euros for those who want a little more comfort to have lunch in a nice place. Guys, the restaurants there are sensational. The food there is very good, so enjoy. Take a nice place, go to a nice place in the afternoon, have some beer, watching the sunset, which is beautiful, so you will spend a little bit more, okay? This is the approximate value. And now the travel insurance. How much does an international travel insurance cost? Oh, Gabriel, do I really need to get international travel insurance? Yes, in Europe it's mandatory. Even for countries that are not, we always recommend that you do it because it's very cheap and covers you from absurd expensive fortunes that you would spend if you had an unforeseen event, got hurt and had an accident. So do it for all the places in the world, but for Europe it's mandatory for all the countries except for England. Okay, England and two more, which is Austria, but they are less frequented countries. But of all the other touristic countries, it's only England that's not mandatory. But to enter all the others, you need to have insurance, and insurance, people, it's very cheap. I'll put here for you to see 30 euros per person, okay? The insurance that covers you for the whole trip with the mandatory rule of the European Union, which is a medical assistance of at least 30,000 euros. This is the requirement that Europe demands from tourists who travel there. You can get a very nice insurance with this coverage for 30. It's very cheap, guys. I'm going to put it here. Don't forget to take it so you won't have any problems when you arrive. And this value, guys, you will see that's very cheap. You might look somewhere and say, ah, Gabriel, you're traveling and this is the price. It's very cheap. Here it's getting much more expensive. Yes, it is, because we are looking at the places we know. I'll leave the links. Use the links. That's, for example, a comparator that compares in all travel insurance companies, finds the best insurance cheaper than insurance companies themselves and for less than half the price than in travel agencies. So these are the places that we already know are the cheapest. So take a look. Use the links here to calculate your trip, because you will see that the price difference in some cases is really very big. And now let's talk about the tours. The tours, guys, are the most difficult to estimate, and why each person does what he wants. Does the tours that he is interested in. For example, in the economic column, I left 0. If the person doesn't want to spend anything, there's no need. You'll be in Paris, you can go to the Eiffel Tower, you can stroll through the streets along the Champs-Elysees. If you're in Rome, you can just walk around Piazza Navona, pass in front of the Colosseum, look at it from the outside. I think you have to go inside, but there are people who want to save money. You can save money and you can take these tours through the streets to know the history of these main places in Europe. But I think it's very worthwhile if you're already there. Try there at least the main tourist points. I put here an average of 200 euros per person, which is the value for you to go to 4 or 5 sites in a museum. Going to Paris, the ticket to the Louvre Museum, the ticket to go up the Eiffel Tower. Going to Portugal, the Lisbon Oceanarium is beautiful. The Lisbon cable car is a very nice ride. A round trip to Sintra, which is a nice town. So for each destination, there is an average amount for you to go at least to the main attractions and the main tourist places. And this value, guys, on the website that we use, you can see, oh, but it's more expensive. This value is very cheap. It's a website that we use to buy all the tickets and tours in Europe. It's very good. It's the cheapest place. So take a look. I'll leave it here below in the video description as well. Always gonna be there for you to evaluate, do your own math, and see what are the tours that you like the most and that you consider taking. And before I go into the total value of a 10-day trip through Europe, guys, this video was focused on costs. I tried very hard to give you just the figures so that you can have an idea of the value. I didn't give as many tips as I do about what to do, where to stay, how to set up the itinerary, because this video was focused on costs. If you intend to travel to Europe, do the following. Search here on the channel or put it on YouTube. Put my name, Gabriel, and there on the side put how to travel cheap to Portugal, how to travel cheap to France, to England, to London, Amsterdam, Barcelona, Spain. We have videos on almost all of them explaining how to plan the whole trip, set up the itinerary, or what to see, what to do, where to stay, and how to hire all the services and have a great trip with the best possible cost. So take a look, but now let's go to the final value of our trip without further ado, completing all these columns. And going to the final numbers, the economic profile for 10 days, 1,170 euros. Converting to our currency, both the economy profile and the comfort profile is expensive. At the current exchange rate, so people, this is the approximate value, okay? It's very difficult to travel with less than this. There are people who sell much lower values, half than that. You can travel a lot more. Sometimes you can, but you have to get promotions, you have to include everyone. Just be careful with false promotions so you don't have any problems during your trip. You have to pay a lot of attention to that and see if the values are really worth it. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us that like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps us a lot. And be sure to watch the other videos that are very good. I'll leave highlighted here the one about how to travel very cheaply there in the playlist with all the other videos for you to enjoy your trip. So thank you so much and have a nice trip.